I will issue the same disclaimer for this portion of the series that I did last time. Regardless of what I am about to say to you, I am more than aware that colonizers identified themselves as genocidal vampires as soon as their undead, off-course carcasses began washing up near Plymouth Rock, and they started utilizing tactics such as blankets infected with smallpox on the indigenous inhabitants of this North American continent. Welcome to part 5 of my video series that identifies the redundant, psychopathic, sociopathic, narcissistic, Nazi/MAGA abuse pattern. Thank you for joining me today as we discuss Stage 2, devaluation. Devaluation begins with subtle criticism, emotional manipulation, and gaslighting. These are all tactics used to diminish the victim's self-worth. As I have stated within my first 3 videos in this series, the first known and recorded instance we have of the America First mentality is 1880, by none other than the Republican Party. Correctamundo, the slogan, along with their inability to evolve beyond narcissism, is as old as dirt. From approximately the 1850s to the 1880s, the United States saw a period of increased migration. We had already told everyone that we were the greatest nation and had set the stage with the oversized representation of a love bomb, the Statue of Liberty. We were bragging as early as 1848 about the gold in them there California hills, which subsequently turned California from a sparsely populated region to a booming economic hub by 1880. During the 1840s, many Chinese immigrants were actually given plane tickets to the United States. And along with those plane tickets, they were issued promises of food, housing, and good jobs. What was it really like, though? According to the YouTube channel Weird History, white male gold prospectors' lure, promises of wealth and gold, aka the honeymoon phase, quickly resulted in a script flip. They began to view the Chinese immigrants as a threat to their gold claims. The United States government, who'd once baited the line with those famous love bomb words, "Send me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free," did what it's always been doing and began the psychopathic, sociopathic, narcissistic, Nazi/MAGA, Make America Great Again abuse cycle, otherwise known as the devaluation stage. The United States government then took the side of the white colonizers and began taxing the Chinese immigrants just for being in the mining areas that they had lured them to. This caused many Chinese immigrants to leave the mining areas in exchange for low-wage jobs. What does that say to you about just how much they were being taxed? One can logically conclude it must have been an exorbitant amount if low-wage jobs were more hopeful than what they were receiving after that taxation. This is how Chinese immigrants began being exploited for low-wage labor to help build the railroads. Once again, they were recruited from the low-wage service industry jobs that they had taken, recruited with more empty promises. The work conditions were unsafe. Chinese immigrants often worked on cliff sides with dynamite. Many died from not being pulled to safety out of blast range in time. Many others died due to viruses, epidemics, avalanches, and harsh weather conditions. Many lived in camps and slept under the snow and died of scurvy from poor nutrition. So much for the housing, food, and good jobs. The work week was 6 days a week, and they worked over 10 hours a day. Is anyone else starting to think that one day off the God of the Christian capitalistic nation took for rest just a devaluation tactic for the exploitation of non-white male life and liberty? While the Chinese migrant workers made only $1 per day while working the most dangerous jobs, the Irish immigrants hired as foremen in charge of them were paid $2 a day and would whip the Chinese migrants if they didn't think that they were working hard enough or fast enough. It is disgusting how our United States government and white colonizers have been devaluing and exploiting non-white immigrants, women, gays, and just about anyone else that doesn't fit their superiority archetype mold. Since this country was founded on land genocidally stolen from indigenous North American inhabitants, it is high past time for cycle breakers to break this cycle, this abuse pattern, and put these a-holes in the past where they belong. Join me in this series next time as we cover the third phase of the psychopathic, sociopathic, narcissistic, Nazi/MAGA abuse pattern, known as the discard phase. Hint, we've been in that phase since Trump took office for his second term.